Our planet of the Alps is like a fine cheese, constantly maturing, what with its new ways of communicating, connecting, and offering up endless opportunities to eliminate time wasting. When it comes to travelling from point A to point B, there are many different ways in which we can simplify our commutes and make them way more entertaining. Many developers are eager to improve experiences and battle common problems such as decoding a complicated bus route, or in Geoff Marshall's case, travelling around the underground far more practically.
So I'm sitting here with Geoff Marshall, a self-confessed tube geek who's achieved a Guinness World Record for visiting all 270 underground stations in the quickest possible time. Geoff, firstly, how are you?
I'm fine. I came by tube, obviously.
Obviously. Okay. So Geoff, for a lot of people, the tube is synonymous with, you know, overcrowding, engineered works, cancellation. Why do you embrace the tube? Why have you embraced the tube so much?
I think I want to help people get round that and dispel that myth that it's maybe always late or unclean. And it does have its issues, but I'm trying to look beyond that and trying to see its inner beauty and architecture and style. And which, if you do it, you know, instead of people enduring it, maybe it's something that they can enjoy instead, which would make their journey better.
So let's talk about your Guinness World Record. So I mentioned at the beginning, you know, you've hit all 270 underground stations in the quickest possible time.
Yes.
So what was your time?
In August 2013, me and my friend Anthony got around in 16 hours, 20 minutes and 27 seconds.
Whoa. And what does this involve? Do you simply jump on the tube and ride through every station? Do you need to get off at every individual station?
You don't have to get off every station. There are strict rules that Guinness publish and they publish, and you just have to pass through a train that is in a public train, i.e. one that is in regular public service. Because this is something that people have been doing since the 1950s, you know, back over 50 years. And you write a logbook of where you were at what time to the second. You get witnesses to say, people you don't know on the tube.
Yeah.
You have to approach and go, excuse me. And you take a photo with a timestamp and you provide all this evidence and they then verify it.
Okay, so I want to talk to you about your app, Station Master. So first of all, just tell me what the app's all about.
Well, it started out as telling you what the best exit position was for a train, and that's how it came about. Because I literally for the Tube Challenge had a note in a paper notebook. What the best, not just the best carriage, but get this, but the exact door within that carriage, because there's 4 doors per carriage.
I remember reading about that at the time and thinking, why has no one done this sooner?
Well, there's I won't, you know, I'm not too ashamed to like plug them. There's a couple of apps that already did it, that were already out there. But again, they just told you what carriage to be in, and I very specifically wanted to know what carriage and door to be in line with the nearest exit or change point. And it ended up myself and my friend Matt making this app and putting it out there. But it kind of grew from that, and not only does it have exit information, but we realised that we then knew where the nearest point to the lift was or to the escalator, and we realised that we knew a lot about step-free and accessibility information. So it's become a really good selling app now for those that want accessibility information when they're travelling around in London as well.
I think that information's incredibly important. Sometimes I go to a tube station, I've got a heavy suitcase, and there's no lift, and I wish I knew that.
So with that app, you can just look up in advance and you can see, oh, you know, am I going to be in trouble here? Or it's simple things like some people say that they can manage steps, but there's a difference between walking 5 steps and 50 steps if you've got a condition or something. And some stations have 50 steps and some only have 5. And so again, me and my friends, we went to every station, checking in on Foursquare as we went, and we made a note of like everything that was at that station. So it's like, our app is like an encyclopedia of tube, overground and DLR stations.
It's like the need-to-know guide of everything public transport in London.
Yes.
Which is a pretty incredible thing to be part of, actually.
Right, we like to think so. And a lot of it now, sadly, I just know off the top of my head, because I sort of learned it. If you're travelling somewhere new, then it's really handy to know what's going to be there before you get there.
And on that note, Geoff, I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me here on this lovely sofa and for talking tube travel and tech with us.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
I actually inquired into buying Geoff to have in my pocket to navigate the city firsthand, but apparently it's borderline illegal to request such a thing, and it breaches some kind of human rights or something. I don't know, I wasn't really listening. Saving time is certainly a quality that all app owners look for when debating a download though, and readying yourself for a journey is certainly an area that we could all use some help with. Now, travel downloads come in all different shapes and sizes, offering up everything from directions and making reservations to conversing with foreign locals. I've got a few faves which I happened upon whilst guzzling profiteroles. Trying to speak a foreign language is tough, particularly if you're a shy person lacking in confidence. I've been there. But thanks to language decoders such as Google Translate, this won't happen anywhere near as often. You simply type in your phrase, sentence or word into the box, click the language you want it translated into, and hey presto, you're basically a local. The more common ones such as French, Spanish and Italian are on offer, alongside more exotic local dialects like Persian, Mongolian and Zulu. Hotel Tonight is a cracking little download which provides you with multiple options come booking a room last minute. Amazing prices, super fast booking time and 24/7 customer support are all the boxes you want checked when grabbing a last minute deal. Alternatively, you might want to stay in a family home or a treehouse. Airbnb is on call to help if you prefer staying somewhere a little more personal. Think of it as renting a timeshare in one of 34,000 cities throughout 192 countries around the world. If you're after a more cultural experience, Airbnb is the way to do it. Now, I know for a fact that when you look for travel-themed apps, one of the areas I'd bet a sea sponge's spatula on is maps. They are above and beyond one of the simplest things you can get almost anywhere online for free, and you'll find thousands of them available. I've tried many of them, and most, well, they're actually pretty good. But I found the Ullman travel guides recently which really stood out to me. These reliable and easy-to-use global travel companions, their words not mine, make GPS mapping of local areas incredibly simple, with points of interest such as local restaurants, entertainment and architecture updated upon the app's status bar wherever you might be. Even the integrated public transport maps have been slightly retweaked visually to add a bit of originality to them, which I thought was great. Away from all the logistical boring stuff like bookings, checklists and, well, just sheer panic, you could be in the backseat of a car on your way somewhere or on a train journey bored out of your brain, simply desperate for something to have fun with on your journey. If you haven't heard about it already, I implore you to find the closest Wi-Fi connection and download Heads Up. It's an absolute hoot as you select one of the countless decks filled with celebrity names, movies, animals, and place your smartphone to your forehead so that you can't see the answer. Friends and family, even strangers, have to try and describe what's on your screen as you try and guess as many cards as you can before the time runs out. Heads Up is a great time waster and a brilliant game to take your mind off motion sickness. I mean, who really needs a map or a vacation folder anymore when you can save everything that you need to your smartphone or tablet to make trips that much easier? As David mentioned earlier though, getting places on a physical level has brought about a whole new wave of conceptual forms of transport. And guess what? I got myself a Yike Bike. So I actually had my first chance to ride the Yike Bike about a week ago now. This thing's really clever. It's like a penny farthing, but with a motor on it. It's amazing. Okay, so what I need to do is on each of these different handles is I need to very gradually use both the brake and the accelerator. Right, so I'm gonna give this a go. Stay with me. Hopefully, it's been a week, so hopefully this will work. I'm simply gonna put on the accelerator. Try and follow me as you can. I'm gonna go very, very slowly around. I've got to get used my bearings. There we go. Come around the circle here. Turning is very difficult. Turning's very, using my foot, you didn't see that. There we go. Now with the Yike Bike as well, it contains some of those very key features you need for any kind of vehicle that's going about town really. It's got a horn. It sounds like someone's on some kind of ICU machine. Each side has an indicator. I don't really know what that button does. I probably shouldn't press it. It's like the red ejector seat button in the James Bond car. I wonder how fast you can go on a Yike Bike. We should find this out, guys. We agreed? Yeah, we're totally doing that. Right, so what I've done, this is okay, right? I don't need to Sign anything? No? Okay. Okay, so I've downloaded a speedometer app very simply off the apps market, and it's one of those ones with a number, and if I go further, it should change. Does it change? Yes, it should change a little bit. Okay. What I'm going to do on the Yike Bike is head down the bottom of the road there to the clock tower, and I'm going to hurl towards the camera as fast as I can with this in my hand to gauge the top speed I can achieve on the Yike Bike in that certain amount of distance. And who knows, I may reach 88 miles per hour. That probably won't happen, but I can at least try. Here we go. This is scary. But we're going. I definitely need roads. Get there, 12 miles an hour, come on, come on, come on. 12 miles per hour, yes! That's basically a Ferrari. That's a miracle it didn't fall over, to be honest. I've got the balance of a rhino on a beach ball, so come on. Yike Bike's a lot of fun, loads of fun. I can't see how it's really going to be used by many people on a commuting basis, more something you take down the park and have some fun with, really. But as I said, massively entertaining and a real good sign of what's to come in the future as well. Thanks so much for watching the show this week. Come back next time as David, myself and Lucy are going to be looking at the gadgets and gizmos which are being used in modern sport today. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.